everyone, and welcome to Brain Food, where I tell you what's yummy and nutritious for your head. Tell me, do you like ladies? Do you like ladies who like other ladies? Do you like ladies who like other ladies who love science? Then I've got the perfect graphic novel for you. Jill Trent, Science Sleuth. Jill Trent, Science Sleuth was first a graphic novel during the 1940s and featured her solving crimes through the use of science with her partner, Daisy Smith. As the series came to an end in 1948, the rights to the character fell into the public domain. Enter D.M. Higgins, who picked up the rights to the character and, thanks to a successful Kickstarter that I contributed to, brought us this wonderful issue of Ladies Solving Crime with Science. She brought together a collection of artists and writers to bring not one, but 5 different stories and 5 different interpretations of Jill Trent. Why 5 different interpretations? Well, in D.M. Higgins' own words, this, in part, is because we can't afford to ignore the vast gender gap in the sciences, especially at the postdoc level, as well as in comics, especially among creators at the big 2 publishers. Although these trends are slowly changing, the journal Nature specifically cited the lack of female role models in science as one major reason why the problem persists. In short, representation matters. So who is Jill Trent? What does she look like? The obvious answer to me was that Jill Trent can and should look like any woman, because any woman can look like Jill Trent. And that is true. Anyone can look at the lack of diversity in the lineup of comics from the big 2, and we can never do enough to help promote sciences to young girls of all colors, creeds, and cultures. Overall, this was a fun book that promoted the use of science in solving problems, although a swift kick or two from Daisy Smith certainly never hurt either. The problems that the characters face are as fun and as varied as they are themselves. For example, in the first story, Jill Trent and Daisy Smith, decked out in awesome tuxes reminiscent of the musician Janelle Monáe, must deal with a mad scientist intent on stealing the collected intellect of a group of scientists and become all-powerful. Another has Jill Trent and Daisy Smith investigating a newly created island surrounding an unstable volcano and saving a young girl of color who had been stranded after an airship crash. Another still has Jill and Daisy dealing with a pair of rogue robots created by Jill herself, dealing with a rampaging horde of giant hamsters, and the last has the science sleuths figuring out a series of fires created by an arsonist. Throughout the stories, Jill and Trent are portrayed as best friend adventurers, lovers and partners for life, black, Chinese, and Latina, and dressed up in wonderful, cool, and practical clothing. It's a refreshing change from much of the superhero comics, which continue to dress women in rather impractical, sexy-only looking clothing, and are also mostly, as in 97%, straight and white. The styles of art also change with the story, helping to set the tone of each one, from fun 40s pulpy action to grand adventure to an almost cutesy domestic feel. It's a great mix of art styles that makes the comic that much more inviting to a wider range of people. Now, what's really cool is that thanks to the success of the first Kickstarter for issue number 1, D.M. Higgins has released a Kickstarter for the second issue, and I highly recommend you go there and support them and back this project, because this is a really cool series with some wonderful art and wonderful stories. And I know that issue 2 will be every bit as good as issue 1. However, if you missed out on getting the first issue, you can still get it at superherodames.com, where they have it in print and digital forms. So go there, buy this book, help support these wonderful artists and writers trying to deliver the message of science to young ladies. I'm Triple J. That's all I've got left to say. There.
She blinded me with science.